Oh shit, there's already like a bunch of people chatting on here. Hype for Ringo hair talk. Y'all think he dyes it? Well, obviously. He said that he does, not like Paul just pretending for years. Nah, Paul definitely had a hair definitely had a fully brown head of hair until the age of 78. You're just hating. It's surprising that a man of such status and wealth as Paul McCartney settled on such convincing hair dye. Yeah, okay. So, like, Paul's hair dye, it was extremely bad. Like, just and also that the short haircut was extremely awful. I'm a relentless tease. Yeah, okay. So are we. We're all teasing. Let's see. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Um, going to walk the dog first. You're good, Angel. Ringo was the most popular Beatle. Real what? Somebody's teasing. Come to think of it, they used to sell Beetle wigs. Yeah, they did, and they were extremely bad. Ringo was wonderful. The wigs are so bad. Somebody put them on for the Beatles 64 documentary, and it was like, woof. Wigs are not good. Just like a mop of shit hair. So, how's everybody doing? Let's see who was on. No, Zach wasn't there. So we had. Okay, now I'm not gonna get these names right. Hang on. So the lineup changes so much, and I don't know all these people's names, but I knew all of their songs. So the current members are, and Zach definitely wasn't there. Did you see the Simpsons episode where Marge writes to Ringo? No. I've seen like clips of it, but I'm not like I wasn't allowed to watch the Simpsons growing up, so I never got into them, though my partner's into them. So this iteration of the like as Garrett just said here, the current iteration of the All-Starr Band is the 16th. So Ringo Starr, obviously. Colin Hay is on guitar, harmonica, and vocals. Hamish Stewart is on bass, guitar, and vocals. Those two, okay, so Colin's been on it in 2003, 2008, and 2018 to present. Hamish was 2006 to 08 and 2019 to present. Greg Bissonette is drums, percussion, trumpet, backing vocals, 2008 to present. Steve Lukather is guitars, bass, vocals, 2012 to present. Warren Ham is saxophone, percussion, keyboards, harmonica, vocals, 2014 to present. And Buck Johnson is keyboards, backing vocals, 2024 to present. Buck was the only one without a leading song. So he was the only one that didn't have his own little moment, but he did do the, let's see, we come to the end of the ice and snow where the and the hot springs blow. Is that Black Dog? I haven't listened to Led Zeppelin in so fucking long. But yeah, he did that. Ew, shit. So it was Immigrant Song. Yes, thank you. Sorry. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Been a long time. Been a long. No. It has been a long time though. I don't listen to anything but the Beatles. Honestly, people are like, "What else do you listen to?" And I'm like, nothing you would listen to. Like a lot of rap. Like when I'm alone, I listen to rap when I'm alone. I know, Brian. I'm figuring it out. I'm remembering stuff, Brian. I'm just fucking with you. Okay. So, here's how so I saw Ringo on Wednesday. Today is Sunday. September 10th. It is an extremely early morning for me and for Jared, my partner. I'm not going to name him again. For my partner. And because my partner works seconds and I try to stick on my partner's schedule. So like we both get up around 2 p.m. and go to sleep around 6 a.m. Like this is kind of where we do things. Okay. Because that's what you do when you work seconds. And people, I hate this. This is nothing I get from you guys. Nothing from you guys. But when I was, like, back in the day when I went to AA a lot, I remember when someone was like, "I wish I could sleep in until 2 p.m." And I'm like, "Bitch, this is my schedule." Anyway, back to this. So it's like 9 a.m. and I'm about to, okay, let's see. Surviving Beatles and Stones should play together live. I'm good. Um, so it's like 9 a.m., 15 minutes, 30 minutes before my bus. I step off a curb, and I should tell you guys that I have extremely, extremely bad joints. Partially because I have rheumatoid arthritis, partially because of genetics. But ever since I was like pretty young, like a teenager, I was an athlete growing up, and I've had all kinds of issues with my ankles, all kinds of issues with my knees. And I've been in physical therapy on and off for years, and I do physical therapy now. So I'm walking off this curb, and I didn't go down to this like there was one there's one intersection over here that has no curve, like no ramp, and there's one that does, but it's like further down. So I'm like, fuck this, I'm gonna walk straight across. And I step down and I fall I fall hard, and I was immediately bleeding. I'm in Indianapolis. I'm like freaking out. My partner's right behind me in his car. And so he like stands up and he's like, "Are you okay?" And at this point, this ankle has, like in 2012, both ankles had full on sprains, like torn tendons. I fell on them both 6 times. So at this point, I no, we're not having kids. So at this point, like I've always carried, pretty much always had a brace or something in my bag, like in my car. When I started working from home, we took the crutches out of my car, but for a long time I had crutches in my car. Like it was something that I've always had like something on top of, right? And everyone, like my right ankle is the one that caused me more pain, but everyone was like, "Hey, big dog." Like all my doctors ever, "You need to be careful with your left ankle. Like it is loosey goosey." And I've had x-rays where they're supposed to move the joint and have it closed. And somebody got their supervisor in there and they were like, I'm trying to get their joint to close, but their joint, we've got it in position. And their supervisor goes, "Oh, I guess it's just like that." Like my joint is open at points. So it's just like a mess, you know? So anyway, I fall on it, and this is the most embarrassing thing in my life, but I couldn't stand up. So I crawled on the street. Like there's like pebbles and rocks and gravel, and I'm crawling on the fucking street downtown Indianapolis. And I stand up and I start to try to walk, and I can't. And I'm looking at my partner and I'm like, "I don't know if I can go." And he's like, "You're going. Like just try to take a walk. Like try to walk. You go to CVS immediately when you get there, get a brace on, you're going to be okay." And like it took a couple of times of me saying like, "I don't know." And I try walking, and cuz at first he's like, he's seen me fall like this a bunch of times. So he's like used to this. Like he's like, "Okay, maybe this is just like just give yourself a minute, like acclimate. You're going to be okay." But then he started to watch me walk, and he was like, "Oh, this is different. Like this one's really bad." So, and it is the most painful sprain as far as I can tell that I've ever had. But yes, my partner is an extremely good person. So, so he just goes, "You know what? Guess what? I'm going to call off work today and I'm going to drive you up there." It's a 3-hour drive, and we go home, and so we go home, and it's about an hour drive, and we're both up extremely early at this point. He goes to sleep. I start icing my ankle immediately. I'm like texting Angel, like the saddest little baby ass text, like, "It hurts really bad." And I like called my mom because like I'm a bitch. And I'm like, "Mom, it hurts so bad." And it does. It hurts extremely bad. But like there's no popping, there's no catching, there's no pulling, nothing. Like it's gonna be okay. Hi, Derek. So there's no popping, no catching, no cracking, no pulling. And I do a movement text, like not text, test. I flip it this way, this way, this way, this way. My best friend is a nurse practitioner. I'm extremely well versed in ankle injuries. And so I'm like, Nothing is out of nothing's out of place. Like, everything's pulling fine, nothing is catching, nothing's popping, nothing's pulling. I can I can stand on it, it's hard to walk, it hurts. But, like, pain is one thing versus, clear new injury. So I'm like, "Okay, I just tore this tendon," like, and you can tell what that is. Like, if you know well enough, I'm like, "I just tore this tendon. It's a bad sprain." That's what a tear is a bad sprain. And I just knew, like, I'm gonna have to put it in a boot because I know what I'm doing, you know? So I'm like, "Okay, this is gonna be probably like a month in the boot," and just ice and elevate. But here's the thing. We had to get in the car. So we got in the car and then somebody got assassinated. So we had some conversation, and we're not gonna talk about that. But you guys know my politics, so we're not gonna talk about that. But we had a good we had some stuff to talk about on the drive up, but we got there and it was just incredible because it seems like feet and leg issues are tied with concert going, don't it? Yes. For me, it's yeah. So we're not going to talk about that because I don't want to get demonetized or anything. And plus, I highly doubt um I highly doubt that we're gonna have any big political issues in this conversation because we're just gonna talk about Ringo, so it's fine. But if you wanna have political talk and stuff like that, there are, thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of creators for that conversation, you know? So you guys can do all that. So we get there and we pull up and immediately, "Hey, your Wawa video made me realize what George went through and get back. Thank you." Oh my god, thank you. That is one of my favorite, um one of my favorite videos of all time. Like, I had a fun time, making that. Oh, wait, let me just answer this real quick. Any advice to my GF and I living together? We're both on the spectrum. Well, I would say you guys need to sit down. There's too many politics in the world anyway. We don't need to do this. So if we're gonna just like don't talk about it in the chat, we're just gonna talk about the Beatles now. But I'm just gonna answer this real quick. So my partner and I moved in extremely soon after we met, like within a month. It was literally one of those when you know, maybe 2 months. When you know, like I fell in love with the guy. He fell in love with me for some reason. And I proposed to him after 4 months of us being together. Like I showed my mother-in-law the ring. I just go, "What do you think about this?" And she just goes, "Yeah, that's cool. That's cool." Because it was an NES controller. She's like, "Yeah, that's cool." So that was how I got like approval, my mom knew, and, I'm not the one to ask about the Beach Boys. I think I, I don't know, guys, I don't know the Beach Boy is it Sloop something something? Like, I don't listen to the Beach Boys very much at all. Um, so anyway, we just did this thing where it's like, you don't speak to the person that you're with like in any way that you wouldn't speak to anyone. Like you meet each other with kindness. And the rule essentially is that, and we've been together for a decade now. Um Sloop John B. Okay, I'm sorry, oh my god ruler, but like I don't care. Like frankly, like it's the Beach Boys are not, don't ask me shit about the Beach Boys. Like I just, this is not my, like that's not my band. I don't know anything about them. I know like their life, like the Brian Wilson story, but like what I've listened to the Beach Boys, I'm like, yeah, I like. So I would say that I'm like a fan of their music that I know, but don't ask me about the Beach Boys. Ask somebody who knows about the Beach Boys about the Beach Boys. Don't ask me. Like you're not gonna get a good conversation from me. Um, so like I liked that song, but I would also consider, even though Boys is a cover, I would still consider it a Beatles song. Like it's still also a Beatles song, so like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, back to this. Meet meet each other where you are, be nice, and since you guys are both on the spectrum, learn how to talk to each other immediately. Like come up with your, this is how I talk, so you're not hurting each other's feelings. And for us personally, we need a lot of alone time, even though we have a lot of alone time. Like, we will hang out, we'll watch a movie, we'll eat together, and then for the most part, we don't spend a whole night together almost ever. Like, we both need a lot of alone time. I work at home alone, and I make these videos alone, and I text my friends all day, and I text Jared all day. Like, we text and we talk all day, but I need alone time. Like, I need so much alone time, and so does my partner. So, like, if find out what you need and install that shit immediately, and just take care of yourself. But the ultimate rule is, I will fight the whole world to be with you, but I will not fight you to be with you. So you address situations together, not against each other. You address a situation together. So, like, that's my okay. So let's go to Ringo. Let's talk about Ringo now. So I pull up, and communicate clearly and communicate often. And if you have issues communicating, then you might want to like, invest in couples counseling. We don't have issues communicating, we never have. So, like, any issues we had communicating, we solved them pretty early. We had one really bad year, which was in 2018, and I'm sure that there will be tough years ahead, but whatever. So that's just the way it is. You just work it out. So we pull up. My partner's like, we're going to get you as close as possible. I got my crutches. I'm like, we're good. I got my crutches. I got my boot. I got some lip gloss, I got I got a bag, I got a notebook, and I'm like, let's fucking go. And so I pull up, and this person who's like panhandling, and she's sitting on a chair, and I'm thinking, shit, I don't have any cash to give her. And she's like, are you here for the show? And I said, yeah. And she said, go straight down here. And then an attendant comes up to me and says, are you here for the show? I say, yes. And he says, go straight. Are you alone? I say, yes. And he says, go straight down here. So I go, and I get 2020 was a rough year for a lot of people. I did fine because I was already very, like, um, very much a homebody, like slightly agoraphobic. Anyway, so I go down to the handicap line, and Derek, I twisted my ankle before the concert, and it's like a tear in my tendon. So I'm like on my crutches. I get down there, and we're all standing in line. There's like a handful of people there. Everybody's really excited and really nice. And we're already like starting this kind of moment of community. Like, somebody says to someone else, like, you look like a retired cop. He goes, well, I am retired, but I'm not a cop. I'm an ex speech therapist. And he starts telling us about his job. And we're like, oh my God, that's so interesting. And he starts telling us about how he worked with the hard of hearing, and we're just all like, oh my God, totally wrapped with attention. And so we get in line, and we are let in obviously earlier than everyone else. And everyone was so sweet. Like, obviously, my friend bought me these tickets. I did not buy myself Ringo VIP tickets. My friend Al bought me these tickets. And I did my Patreon stream for this earlier, and it was such a sweet moment because Al was able to be there. And it was like, oh my God, everybody say hi to Al. Everybody cheer Al. Everybody thank Al. You know, but Al just has, the ability to do that. I was an extremely generous person, and they bought me tickets. So I get down there, and I'm like super pumped about getting down there, and like, find my spot, and I find my seat, and they moved the chair a little bit, and I got my little crutches under there, and then I realized I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, I got to go pee. I go back up there, and I meet somebody who had torn his Achilles tendon. And I was like, no, thanks. Good Lord. Um, were Ringo tickets cheaper than Paul tickets by the thousands? I think Ringo tickets, um, Ringo tickets, the most expensive were like 400 something the day of, and I do not know how much Paul's were, but I feel like it was several thousand, like 8 grand or something the day of. It was crazy. Like, I don't know how people did it. I really don't know how people did it. So Ringo was great, and I was in the 4th row. and it was amazing. Like, I could see I could see, um I could see Steve Lukather, like, perfectly, even when I was sitting down, but everyone in front of me stood, so unfortunately, I had to stand most of the time, um, and that was bad. So, I took chances to sit down during certain songs and stuff, but it was like, as soon as he came on, I was like, I didn't cry. I remember getting a comment from someone, which this really pissed me off for, like, one specific reason, and you guys can tell. But somebody goes, "Lars would be screaming and pissing and, like, peeing all over themselves and crying." And I'm like, "Crying? Yeah, but, like, the peeing all over myself, like, fuck you." Like, that is such a, like, a sexist, horrible thing to say about me, and about anybody. And I was like, "No, I wouldn't." And they were like, "Yes, you would." And I'm like, "No, fuck off. Like, fuck off." We know about one fan encounter talking about that, one fan saying that, and it's just this thing that took wildfire, and I hate it. So anyway, so I, like, immediately was just like, I had my crutch, and I was just like this. And I was just like, I had one under my arm, and then one in front of me. And I just, like, stood there, and I was just like, I just was taking it in, and it was just extremely beautiful. I only cried once, and it was just, like, it was for less than 30 seconds. I've got it on video because I didn't really keep my phone out because I just wanted to, like, I didn't want to have my phone in front of me the whole time. But I could feel like, "Okay, Yellow Submarine, I'm probably gonna cry." So, like, I put it up when I thought I was gonna cry, and I did. So, and I was fine. But I mean, it was just a really good, and all of the songs were so good. Like, the entire band was so good. I was so shocked and impressed. I was very happy that I knew almost all of the songs. How long was the show? The show was 2 hours. And I thought it was gonna be 90 minutes, but no, it was 2 hours. And there were, like, 15 songs on the set list. There was a little intermission for Ringo, but so when Ringo went off, I'm assuming to have some water, maybe some kale, and he changed clothes. So Ringo he went off, he changed clothes, and he came back, but in between, they were, like, jamming in the middle. And during some of the band songs, I sat down because I was like, this hurts really bad. And I would say I have, like, normal pain tolerance. Apparently, scientifically, redheads have a high pain tolerance. I don't know about that because when I got this tattoo, which goes all the way down to here, I did not feel like I had a high pain tolerance worth shit. I got to tell you that. I was like, "Ugh!" The whole time. 6 sessions over the course of a year. It killed me every time. I don't know what the fuck about high pain tolerance redheads. It's more like we need more Novocaine, we need more anesthesia. But when it comes to ankle injuries, I have Edessa, it is fucked. I have an ice pack right here that I'm about to put on it. Um, when it comes to, like, ankle injuries, foot injuries, I've got a high pain tolerance because I'm used to it. I'm really used to it. But at that point, I was, like, at a 9 or a 10. And I was like, this is probably the worst I've ever felt, like, having to stand on it. Um, and I've had other ankle issues that are, like, more chronic with my right foot, but I had 4.5 months of PT in late 2020 and early 2021, and ever since then, I hadn't had the chronic pain. So and I do PT on my ankles almost every single day. So, like, all I can think about is how grateful I am that I do that I keep my ankles in good shape, because if I had done that, I think I would have ruptured my tendon instead of torn it, and that would have been really bad. So, I'm just really glad, because if I had ruptured it, I don't think I could have made it. Had foot edema 2 years ago, we'll never forget. RIP, never forget. Regret a bit not seeing Paul live when it was cheaper and when he was younger. I got to see Wings Rock show in the theater, at least. That's cool. Do your ankles turn in on the side? Yeah, I have completely flat feet. I've got the rotated bone, and I also have an autoimmune disorder. For a while, my rheumatologist was like, I think you've got Ehlers-Danlos because of how flexy my joints are, but I didn't indicate for them in my tests. But like all my stuff is like super flexy. But like this, you know. So yeah, and I've had all kinds of medical shit. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna not tape. My ankle is taped, but I'm gonna ice it real quick. So anyway, it's not going to be elevated, but it is going to be iced. Mine are flat too, so they turn in over prono. Yeah, that makes them hurt, but it's not like a go-to doctor type problem. My niece has Ehlers-Danlos and epilepsy. Damn. Paul is coming to Buffalo at a 17,000 seater. Oh, cool. I just don't think I'm ever like the nosebleeds. There's no, somebody said that $1,000 a pop for nosebleeds. There's no way. Like I would never be able to do that. Somebody, Caitlin Larkin from the Beatles channel on Sirius XM was like, you could always go into horrific credit card debt. And I'm like, I'm already in enough debt, you know? Like, I don't think at this point I could even get a credit card. I've got so much medical debt that went to collections. It's crazy. And I'm sure I'm not the only one in this chat right now that has gone through that, you know, $3,000. No, I'm good. That's insane. That's insane. Like my whole trip to Ringo, like on my end was going to be like $200 total, like including I had a Greyhound there and back. I had an overnight stay at a hostel. I had $80 in cash, which would have covered any sort of food that I needed. I knew I wasn't going to get any merch. Hey, Angel. And I was like, that's enough, you know, because I can't afford that kind of stuff. And so it's like, I just knew how much I was going to do that stuff. You know what I mean? Shaden, we're talking about the Ringo Starr concert I went to on Wednesday. I want to get a tattoo for my shoulder of a red peace sign. I haven't gotten it yet. Don't think I could handle the pain. So, Woody, I don't know if you've had tattoos before, but red ink is the most common to cause a reaction in skin. So I'm really lucky and I didn't have any reactions in here, but I had a reaction in here, this one, and that's like pinkish red, but you can see how it didn't heal all the way here. Okay. Do you see that? So, tattoo ink is not, yeah, Shaden, I know is a joke, but it was a joke that I made in a community post. So like tattoo ink is not regulated. There's no regulations on tattoo ink. So, color matters with tattoos, only red. Like this is really only a red thing, maybe pink. Not really orange because that comes from a different base. So just be careful with red. If your skin is sensitive, even if your skin isn't sensitive, I would just be careful about getting a red tattoo because it might not heal well. Ringo fan, he did play drums. He played drums for Boys, Rosanna. Let's see. He played drums for a lot of songs actually. Give me a second. I'll be able to tell you what he played drums on. He played drums on Rosanna, Pick Up the Pieces, Down Under, Boys, and then he came back out and sang for I'm the Greatest in Yellow Submarine. He came out and sang for Octopus's Garden, Look Up, and No No Song. He played for Africa and Overkill, and then he came and sang I Want to Be Your Man. He played a lot, actually. He played most of it. And then at the end, he sang Photograph, Act Naturally, and With a Little Help from My Friends. He only sang and played for Boys. Hey, Luis. I don't have any thanks for the tip. Yeah, Woody, no problem. What about skin color? Would tattoo color matter too? Not really. I mean, it just depends on, what you want, but, like, no, it's literally just tattoo ink, like red ink. So glad you got to see Ringo. I saw him a few years ago and it was wonderful. I was totally thank you today. I was totally overwhelmed. Like I was so shook about how many of the songs like were just community the community and the group, like we all it felt like everyone had a moment together because we all knew all of these songs, like Africa, Down Under, Rosanna, the fact that they played Overkill, which is like on a Scrubs. Um, I really liked the show Scrubs growing up, and growing up, I was like a teenager to an adult, but um, I really liked Scrubs. My brother and I really bonded over that, and so I took a video of them playing Overkill, and I was like, "Why is there Scrubs at this Ringo concert?" And he was like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" I mean, it was just wonderful. Um, I saw Roger Waters' Wall revisited from the 500s in Toronto. It was weird. A vendor came around, so a few times you'd get like, "Mother, should I build the wall? Peanuts, pretzels, beer." That's so funny. Colin Hayes back, yeah. Um, I was shook too. That same year, I think it was 2017 or 18, I saw Paul and it was not that expensive. Have no idea how things have gotten so crazy with ticket prices due to dynamic pricing, and he has approved it. So he could go without approving it and it would keep prices the way that they were originally marked, which are still not, I mean, they're pretty much prohibitively expensive. We got there. We got there in the end. Since everybody's congratulating you on seeing Ringo, I'll take the chance to say it's really funny that he lifts his hand to do the peace and love sign every 2 seconds. I mean, he's doing it to the fans. Like, he's doing it to the fan like, he's pointing at the fans. He's doing it to the fan he's doing it back to the fans. It's, like, not just him doing it. He's connecting with you. That's why he's doing it, because everybody's doing it to him and he's pointing back to you to make you happy. Like, it's just a moment of, like, connection with the fans. I got to see Ringo in 2018 in GA at the Fox. That's great. Um, Ticketmaster and Live Nation's merger made them into a monopoly, so everyone loses except scalpers. Exactly. Bots are so fast on the tickets now, and it's absolutely fucking horrific. He's like Dio flashing the love horns. Yeah, I mean, like, he just does it to like, he it's not like a like, it's him, like, connecting with the fans, like, it's not him being, like, over whatever. What is this XP thing in the chat? What do I get when I level up? I don't know what that is. Like, the crown thing? Like, that's just for the people who comment the most. Whoever comments the most, they get, like, 1, 2, and 3, Angel almost always has it because Angel, is my mod and comments a lot. And it just kinda usually it's like whoever gets here first winds up getting it. And I don't really know what it means. I don't have memberships here because there's no reason for me to have memberships on YouTube because I couldn't play music for you here anyway. So, um, the peace and love is hip, it is. The pandemic also skyrocketed ticket prices. Anything nowadays goes insanely overpriced. I mean, I gotta say, like, there's one YouTube channel that I really like, and they have live shows sometimes, and they'll do, like, live things, and you can buy they have this, like right now, they have this thing going on, and it's a game series. So there's, like, 7 episodes, and originally, I think their whole thing was like 70 something dollars to buy all the episodes, and everybody was like, "What the fuck? Nobody can afford $70 for 7 episodes." But then here's what's absolutely egregious and as far as I know, they haven't changed this. You don't get to keep it forever. You just get to watch it until they stop offering it. And I just think that's horrific. Like, so Billie Eilish has a documentary on Apple Music, but you can buy it too, and then you have it forever, just like anything else you buy, you know? $70 to rent a season, that is smosh. Smosh Games, and they had some people um, like, what's his name? Oh my god. Quaid, the kid. Oh my god, I can see his face. Oh my god, what's his fucking name? He's been on Red Letter Media. Anyway, so the Quaid kid, Dennis Quaid's kid. He was George had Hare Krishna and Ringo has Peace and Love, yeah. We have to invest in more physical media ASAP. Yeah, it's all about Jack Quaid. So they had Jack Quaid on one of them. I think that they have I think that they have more people. I don't care what celebrity people you have on. Make it so you can keep it. That is fucking ridiculous. Like, I bought one of their live shows because I like Reddit shows. Sue me. It was like $10. And I was like, hell yeah. But you could only keep it for like 3 weeks. Horrific. Not horrific, but you're just like, what the fuck? You can't even keep it. Just ridiculous. I was lucky enough to see Elton John in 2022. I can't believe I got those tickets considering how crazy it is these days. That's awesome, though. Wish Ringo would do Rack My Brain live. Always liked that song. He did No No, and that was really fun doing No No. Also, well done for going to the show. I know it was a bit of a thing for you. As someone with a bit of anxiety, I know, but you did it. It was scary. I was like, the fact that I got injured was really awful because I was in so much pain. But then on the bright side, Jared was there with me. Like, so he obviously wasn't in the show, but like, he dropped me off and he picked me up. And so I was with him because I don't like being alone. I don't like not being alone. Like, I'm fine with being alone. I don't like being away from him. Like, I'm extremely, I don't know, codependent. I don't know, toxic, all of those things. See, it's crap like that that makes it more acceptable to get a parrot, a peg leg, and an eye patch. Yeah, it was so fun. It was great. Like, I had so much fun, and I was in a ridiculous amount of pain the entire time. So I did, like, after about a halfway through, I was sitting down more. I did sit down during Look Up, and I was like, I felt kind of bad about it, but I just couldn't stand up. I was like, I gotta save everything I can, and I don't know Look Up as well as I know the other songs. So, but it was totally worth it. And it was, I mean, beyond worth it, Check out the YouTube on the Beatles in 1963 July. Some funny audio recordings of Julian as a baby. Yeah, I've heard them. I have a ton of stuff like downloaded and saved or did before my hard drive crashed. I have another hard drive that I need to like somehow get into. It like turns on, but it's not recognized. I could figure it out. But I just smashed that like button. Oh my god. But it's great. Like those old stuff. I'm so glad that we have so much shit. I'm so glad that they were so obsessed with like technology because we have so much shit. But yeah, it was just really fun. Yeah, I was in the fourth row. I was in fourth, like triple D or double D. It was really fun. And I was standing next to these extreme hippies that were very drunk. Like, and they were so funny. And I had to sit down during one of the like band songs, and he was like, "Get up, get up, get up." And I was like, I can't. I can't. Smash that like button, body slam that subscribe button, demolish the new hype button. Dude, you've got to subscribe to me right now because, and if you're chatting right now, you're subscribed already. But like, you've got to subscribe to me right now because I'm trying so hard to get to 6,000. But only subscribers can chat because of reasons. My partner just sent me a video. What is it? Oh, it's a snoring hummingbird. I will have to watch that later. This is amazing. I'm like 27 away from 6K, but I was closer, but I keep losing subscribers, which could be because of bots. It's not that bad, like it just happens. And the one thing my partner tells me is like, the bigger you get, which I'm not that big, but like the more you have, the more you like whatever. And that's fine. Like that's something that doesn't really bother me is like fluctuations because and even on Patreon, I'm just like you know, like I understand what it's like to just kind of go out without like just be like, okay, I'm no longer into this subject, or this person is really a lot on this one subject. And, I'm just kind of, I'm out of my Beatles phase. So I'm no longer going to subscribe. I don't care. Like, I understand. I mean, I do care, but, I don't take it personally. The bigger you are, the more bots you have to deal with. Yeah. Um, what's up, fam? How goes the Ringo hair talk? Can you batch pay on Patreon? Do you mean like pay for annually? Because that's new and you can. I was thinking about offering a may you never get out of your Beatles space. Yeah, I don't really plan on going anywhere on the Beatles. I don't really plan on going to another band. I don't have any plans really. I might occasionally do a TV video, but I really don't care about anything else. Like, I just don't. Like, it's I have thought for, like, literally years that, like, eventually, I'm gonna move past it, and it has not happened. In fact, it has just gotten worse. Like, it has, if anything, gotten significantly worse. Yes, I love The Night Before Live. It is amazing, and I love that fucking song. But, like, it has only gotten worse. Like, it shows no signs of slowing. But I don't listen to other bands from the era. Like, I mean, I have, but, like, don't ask me any songs about, like, the Beach Boys. Don't ask me about, like, the Stones. I don't know. Like, I'm so not your person, I'm just Beatles. I'm just Beatles. I mean, I love other bands, but the Beatles are special, and they are. They're extremely special. I've been on my Beatles face for 46 years. Hell yeah, Scott. And there's no reason to go anywhere. There's so much. I just want to tell you that as a blind person, I love how verbal your videos are. Thanks. Thanks, Woody. Thank you, Woody, so much. I always wanted to make my videos as listenable as possible, but and just so you can do whatever you were doing, when you're watching my videos and you don't need to like pause and whatever. So for the most part, I want to make everything as accessible as possible. And I'm glad that I work for you. Odessa, I believe that it is available. It's patreon.com/Lars Land. And I'm pretty sure that you can do annual now. And it's like 20% off if you do annual. So if you want to support me there, and you should. It's not like it helps me or anything. Plot twist, we get a 7-hour video about the monkeys. No, I think if you want to learn about the monkeys on any level of the monkeys, you should go to Enchanted Essays. She makes amazing stuff, and she is very, very detailed and talks about the show, talks about music, fashion, all kinds of stuff. Like all kinds of stuff. So Enchanted Essays. Oh, hell yeah, Odessa. Enchanted Essays here on YouTube. She is the person to go check out for monkeys stuff. I took a long breather on the Beatles pretty much all through the aughts, but discovering the Ebbitt's vinyl grips in '08 and then the official 2009 reissues got me back in, and it hasn't dropped off yet. I seriously thought that I would have dropped off by now, but because I had so many plans, like I had so many other plans for TV stuff. Derek, don't be nitpicky. Guys, don't nitpick each other. It's so annoying when you nitpick me. It's annoying when you nitpick each other. I took a breather from the Fab Four, but now I'm into them more than I ever was. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. I was here last stream, and I'm so happy that you loved it. We always love to see Lars in a good headspace. Thanks. Yeah. A few YouTubers are doing deep dives on the Monkees albums right now, like parlogram auctions. Yeah. So if you're into the Monkees, it seems like there's like some good stuff out there. Definitely not going to come from me though. I'm too far behind. It's not coming. Though I did order like, the only thing I'm getting more into right now is Live Aid, but there's, like, a lot going on. You know? Um, I go in and out on every band I listen to, but it's always lovely to return to the Beatles. Yeah, for sure. It's okay, Derek. I just that's something like someone Rubber Soph has been doing YouTube videos now, and people she's done some, but people are kinda doing this nitpicky stuff, and I gotta tell you, like, those little nitpicky things when someone especially she was going off script, so she was just talking, like, and she made a few mistakes, like, um, said that the White Album was a triple, and she's a big George fan, so you could see why she accidentally said it was a triple, and it's just, like, little things like that where people will be like, and they'll be, like, shitty about it. Not only will they correct you, but they'll be like they'll say stuff like, "You should know what you're talking about before you start talking." And so the little nitpicky things, even when it's just like it's spelled monkeys, it always feels like you should know what you're talking about before you start talking. It always feels like that, you know? And so I want this space to grow, and I want the younger influencers to feel comfortable coming over here. So I kind of want to bully people who are bullying people. Like, I kinda am just like, "Fuck off." Like, be not Rubber Self is great, shame on them. Exactly. Like, Rubber Self was just chatting and just doing a little chatty chat. Like, Rubber Self, you're getting, like, a more of a vibe from Rubber Self, not from, like you won't be getting the same thing from her that you'll be getting from me. So, like, all the details and stuff, sometimes you're just chatting. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, you often mention movies and TV. What's your favorite film? Okay. So things are changing around right now. Um because I used to say Kill Bill and like which volume 1 and 2 would actually be together because Tarantino wanted them to be one. Okay, see you later, Scott. Wishing your mom some love. Um but hang on real quick. Let me find IMDb. Things are changing right now with movies, and I'm really into Tsukamoto, who made, like, this short film called Haze, and um, it is 49 minutes, and it is fucked up, but you might know him the best from Tetsuo the Iron Man, which is crazy, but I'm, like, super into him, and, I am, like, also super into, let's see, oh my god. I just saw one of the best movies I've ever seen recently that I was like, "Wow, perfect." Oh my god, what is it? Oh my god, I have so much on my mind. Um, but I was really happy with we watched a couple of them that were really good, and we've seen a lot of really good shit lately. I've been watching some good shit lately. Um, I like things that are pretty gory. I like scary movies. I like, like horror movies. I like dystopian movies a lot. I really liked Death of a Unicorn. It was almost perfect. It was like, um, yeah, practical production. Thank you. Um, I really, and I, as far as Tarantino, I generally just love Tarantino stuff, but I've seen some really good stuff lately, and I'm, like, completely spacing on almost all of them, but right now, I will say that my favorite movie and this is everybody's gonna be like, you know, it's called The McPherson Tapes, or The McPherson Tape. It is a found footage movie from, like, 1994. It was almost entirely unscripted, and it's just an alien found footage movie. Has anybody in the chat seen that? It is amazing. I'm in love with it. Um, Dynamite JJ, we watch all kinds of shit in this house. We just okay, of course you have, Angel. You don't count. But the McPherson tape, I have to say, is one of my favorite movies of all time. I've seen it so many times. I just love it. I think it's amazing. And Tetsuo is not my favorite Tsukamoto thing, but I really liked we watched, oh my god, what's it called? I mean, he's made a lot of shit, but Haze, I gotta say, like, if you don't mind really, like, gory shit, it's 49 minutes. Yes, spelled like that, Garrett. McPherson tape. It's old, but it is so good, and it's like, it's like a cult classic, and I just love it so much, and it's just a fun watch, it's just fun, but I don't like rom-coms, I don't like romance movies, I really am just kinda not into that, um, like, I don't like The Notebook, I'm just kinda like, that's fine, whatever. I need a good amount of, like, I need some suspense, I need a fight, I need I need a good, like, I want good punchy music, there's a lot of, I want, Trent Reznor. Death Proof is fucking amazing. Death Proof is so good. I would say Death Proof is number 2 for me. I finally watched Nowhere Boy, and the character writing was so good. Nowhere Boy's not bad. I need to rewatch it now and see how I feel about it. But I've got feelings about Nowhere Boy because of the situation regarding it. But I saw Death Proof in theaters. I saw the double feature in theaters and Grindhouse, and it was so good. Like watching all of the, I love the entire theming. I love all of it's just everything is it is a work of art, and I know Quentin Tarantino's kind of a creep. Like, I don't care, I should care, but he's got a foot fetish. Like, I should care more than I do. Death Proof is my favorite behind Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood didn't quite do it for me as much as it should have, but it just didn't. My brother, like, I put it like at a 7.5, maybe an 8. But Tarantino has a really hard ranking in my head. Um, my brother and I watched all of Tarantino films over about a month, and we were all surprised at how tight Death Proof is. Death Proof is so fucking good. Oh my god, it was so good. It's so good. I have a little bit of an obsession with the Manson stuff, so it hit it for me. Hell yeah. There are now some reissues of Grindhouse with all of the trailers and restored. We have them. Um, I mean, Jackie Brown is so good too. There's this Michael Caine movie that I really liked. Hang on. Let me find it. I've never heard anybody else. I think it's called Michael Brown. Let me find it. I don't mind a long movie. I don't mind a short movie. I'm very like, I think it's My Name is Harry Brown. I'm trying to find it. Hang on now. Harry Brown. With Michael Caine. It is depressing as fuck, but I love it. Has anyone else seen it? Have you seen Once Upon a Time in America? I've seen it twice. How do we feel about Django? I will live and die for Django. I love Django. I love it so much. And this is Fritz. Yes, Harry Brown is so good. It's so fucking sad. Have you seen Caveman starring Ringo? I have not seen a lot of Ringo movies, and that's on purpose for a video. It's been difficult, but it's been a road done on purpose. I have not seen the Linda McCartney Story movie for the same reason. It's been difficult, but it's been on purpose. Django is the only Tarantino movie I've seen so far, and it went platinum in my house. Odessa, girl, you've got to watch Inglourious Bastards next. Then Inglourious Bastards has the best, you guys will agree with me, all my Tarantino fans in here, the best intro sequence of all time. It is fucking crazy. So, and I love seeing Garrett spelling it correctly. Now, this is me being nitpicky though. See, I'm a dick. I'm a dick. But um see, I liked Inglorious over Django for a long time, and now it's switched. Um I love all of the fucking Tarantino movies so much. But so it starts out, Odessa, you gotta watch it. Let's see. Where can you stream Inglorious Bastards? Guys, look it up for me. Um, I think that yes, Garrett is correct. Yes, he is. Odessa. So here's the thing. Netflix, Odessa, you gotta get it. You gotta watch it tonight. I'm not kidding. It's like 3.5 hours. Hop off if you need to. Hop off. I'm not as important. Go watch it and then come back and talk to us. I remember we had it on DVD. I remember seeing the case when I was little. Odessa, pirate it, torrent it. I don't give a shit. Like, find a way, you know? So anyway, basically, Tarantino thought that he was never going to be able to make that movie because he thought that he was never going to be able to cast him, Christoph Waltz's character completely. Oh my god, is it Hans? What is it? Come on, guys. Um, but yes, you can leave. Like, you can Odessa, you can leave and go watch it and then come back. Hans Landa, thank you. Um, but he was like, I thought I was never going to be able to do it because I needed somebody wicked enough. And they did. I know, Odessa, I agree. I agree. Um, but they did like rehearsals and they told him hold back, like intentionally hold back. So he intentionally held back until the cameras were rolling, took it in one take because it was that good. And Tarantino doesn't usually do one takes. But I gotta say, the Hateful Eight, the miniseries, is worth it. My partner doesn't really like Hateful Eight as much. Thinks it's too slow. But I'm pretty sure, Garrett, I'm pretty sure it was done in one. At least his side. His face. During the packing and then during the, but I don't know about the Au revoir, Shoshana. I don't know when that was done. I think that was done a different time. But the miniseries version is better. Sam, you are correct. Um, I think Hateful Eight was about 4 hours, I think, the original, right? But it is so much better at the long one. My partner just has, like, no tolerance for sitting through a long thing, and I have so much tolerance for sitting through a long thing. Lost has 118 episodes. 118 at 45 minutes apiece. 118. Now, if you read it somewhere, it might say 119, but that's because the finale is also done in 2 parts, and it's all one thing. So you just knock off that last number. It doesn't surprise me, but damn. Oh, this is gonna end up being a new fascination. Yes, it is. I saw Hateful Eight on Christmas Day in 70 millimeter. Amazing. If you get a chance to see, if you oh my god, you know what? And see, I'm not like a necessarily a superhero movie person because I really like graphic novels. Logan in black and white. Logan in black and white. Yes. There's a theatrical cut and an extended cut for Hateful Eight. I don't know about a miniseries cut. Garrett, that's the miniseries cut is on Netflix. It's probably whatever the extended cut. It's just cut in like 4 or 6 episodes. I don't remember. Hateful Eight held up so good on a recent rewatch. It's great. Like, it is great. Swanson Joe's Lars, um with all due respect, you are very beautiful and talented. I love your videos. They keep me going through the night shifts. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Jennifer Jason Leigh is so good. I will watch her in anything. Same. I started watching Agent Elvis on Netflix. I've never heard of that. Breakfast in America? I don't recognize that. Breakfast in America. What is that? Is that a song? Or Breakfast in Enrica? I don't see what you're talking about, buddy. Is that a Supertramp album? I don't recognize that as a movie. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we know what you're talking about. Can you expand? Rick Davis. R.I.P. Rick Davis. It's a movie. I haven't seen it. I don't recognize that name. What other breakfast? I saw Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter when they were doing those special screenings, brought me to tears. I saw off that message, but thanks for making long videos about things. Many people seem to want to condense and get in and out. Thanks for going in depth. Thank you so much. I love going long. Like I'm like a long video person. I just can't. I've tried really hard to make things short. I have. Like, I swear to God, I have. And I just can't do it. Like anybody who pays for my Patreon, I know I've got a couple patrons in here. You'll know it's even worse. Like even my song breakdowns are long as hell. Okay. Let's see. Speaking of 70 millimeter, the new Angel, you don't count. You'd think that I would have given Angel Patreon for free, but no, I make him pay. I don't think he would accept it, actually. I really don't think he would accept it. I've told Angel, hey man, I can't pay you to mod, and he's like, it's fine. Even though I'm sure Athena his partner would love for me to fucking compensate all the hours I take away, but or maybe I'm doing Athena a favor by taking Angel. We'll see. We'll find out. I'll ask Athena directly. I'm going to go to the bathroom, you guys, because I've had too much caffeine. So, behave. Be nice. I won't be offended if you leave, but just stay. It won't take me long. Okay. Be good. I'll be back in moments. I have to pee. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm back. We only lost 4 people. Have anyone seen the new Spinal Tap movie? I have not, but if you guys saw the new Naked Gun, it was extremely good. It was so funny. I cannot recommend it enough. Okay. I don't want your funny money. Yeah. You never give me your money. Well, maybe Jack can come talk to us then. No, he's asleep. Don't summon him. I want to go see it just for the Paul McCartney part. Well, so we have matinees near us, and I can get tickets for like $5. My partner and I go out to movies a lot, but it's never too bad because there's only like 5 other people in the theater. We keep that place in business. I hear good things. The promo on YouTube stuff is all funny. Yeah, it looks funny. Saw that new Naked Gun in the theater. Hi, just excellent. Laughed so much. It was perfect. Like the new Naked Gun was so funny. As a person who has so much to say, I love when other people have so much to say about something. Thank you guys so much. Let's see. Yes, your Beatles vids are incredible. Not full of super full of not only info but revelations. Thank you guys. But yeah, no, you guys got to see Naked Gun if you whenever it comes out on streaming. If that's better for you, do it. But it's very funny. I heard Elton John is in the Spinal Tap too. Yeah, somebody mentioned that in my Patreon live that Elton was there too. So I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a good time. My partner and I are gonna watch the regular Spinal Tap tonight because I haven't seen it in a long time. Brian Banta says the Paul McCartney part was filmed here in New Orleans. A friend's husband was lighting designer on the set. Oh, that's cool. Be sure to turn it up to 11. Yeah, we for sure will. I've been meaning to watch the new Naked Gun since I saw the trailer. Yeah, you for sure have to see it. You guys have to go see it. And it was just so good. They've been doing press tour and character. It's hilarious. They did like the GQ's 10 things you can't live without, but they did 11 things you can't live without. It was really funny. It's more funny for me now because the first time that I saw Spinal Tap, I wasn't like into the Beatles yet. So it's like funnier for me now. I love that so I kind of like understand some stuff a little bit better. Before I was just like a music fan, like generally. I love that the Stonehenge bit is taken directly from a Black Sabbath incident. Yeah. Gotta rewatch the OG Tap again soon. I upgraded my DVD to Blu-ray a while back. Ooh, nice. We have as many as possible on Blu-ray, but then also we're very big on VHS in this house. So we have a lot of stuff on VHS and cassette and CD. And obviously we have a couple of things on record now. Spinal Tap Beatles correlation. You can see in there's Beatles references, and you can see in some of the impressions like, oh yeah, that's extremely George or that's extremely Beatles. Yeah, we're big on VHS in this household. We've never, there's some that I will never get rid of. Like I've kept Pete's Dragon from when I was a kid, and I will never get rid of Pete's Dragon. The recording studio sequence in the first Spinal Tap is lifted wholesale from the Trogs tapes bootleg in the Get Back Let It sessions Let It Be. I haven't seen it. How about 8 tracks? We don't have any 8 tracks here. We need to have something to play it on. We don't have, like, in general, we don't have any media that you can't play here, except for I've got one laser disc, but that's a whole thing. I went to a thrift store the other day and they had a bunch of Beatles VHS tapes. Glorious. Yeah, I've got a good amount. I've got Help and A Hard Day's Night on VHS. I've got Anthology on VHS. I've got the Complete Beatles on VHS. I've got the first US visit on VHS. I've got a good amount. We have about half our tapes, but not VCR. Oh, we've got 3 VCRs. We've got one that's working, but the other 2, just in case. Are we still talking about his hair? We are not talking about his hair. We talked about Ringo for like the first 45 minutes, and now we are talking about, we're fully into movies at this point. We're currently talking about Spinal Tap to a degree and VHS. The British rock and roll vibe is already so comedic, and all those 70s rockers were genuinely so funny. Yeah. Like it's very funny. It's very good stuff. I work at Half Price Books. Oh my God. I'm a huge Half Price Books person. Do you think you'll ever do a 3-hour video on YouTube again? Are you kidding, Adam? I know that you're fucking with me, right? Yeah, obviously. The Live Aid video is going to be, I would be surprised if it's under 6 hours. It's definitely going to be, longer. The Patreon version is going to be probably like 10 hours. That's not even an exaggeration because it includes a 4-hour clip that I've already filmed. So like it's already filmed, it's already ready to go. and it's gonna have the full conversation with Angel and I, which was like 2 or 3 hours. Um, so the Pete the Dragon tape, you have that cool snap case. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And, yeah, no, Adam, are you kidding? You've gotta be kidding me. I have 3 weeks off, like, my last video was just me fucking around and talking um, about the new thing. Adam, I swear to God, if you catch me, like, okay, the shortest video I'm gonna put out is, like, 2 hours. Come on. If I try for a 45-minute video and come out with a 3-hour video. Like, it is stupid. Like, I'm like, "This is gonna be 45 minutes tops," and then I make the backbeat video, which is, like, almost 3 hours. I'm just glad you like half-price books. We work really hard. I love half-price books. Most of my Beatles shit, like, is from most of my Beatles almost all my VHS of Beatles are from half-price books. I mean, almost all of my stuff is from half-price books. I buy so much shit from half-price books. A majority of my Beatles books are from half-price books. I'm not kidding. That being said, you've gotta be careful. Like, you gotta be careful because sometimes it's like you gotta be careful about, like, stuff from the estate because Paul's stuff always marked up. That's not Half Price Books' fault, though. That's Paul's fault. But, yeah, and here's the trick. Here's the trick, if you guys have a Half Price Books around here. You pick out your thing and you're so excited to buy it, and you're like, $9 is not bad. Go back to that clearance section because sometimes you'll find your little thing and you'll find it for $4 just because they've got extras. So always check that clearance section. Almost all of my 460-ish records, Jesus Christ, are from Half Price. I'm sad I moved to a state without any locations. Oof, sorry, Garrett. Off topic, the other day you Instagram posted what your mom said about the difference between Beetle Paul and Wings Paul, and I hadn't been able to put my finger on what the difference was for me, and that was what it was. Yeah, it's tough. I posted it on YouTube community, and then I deleted it because I got shitheads really quick, and I was like, "You know what? Fuck you guys. You guys don't get to see the conversation between my mom and I. You guys aren't cool enough." What did she say? I hadn't seen that. Okay. Like, so it goes something like, we were talking, and I was so excited to see Ringo. It was the night before I got to see Ringo. And she said, "You know, we loved Paul, Bob and I," and that was her boyfriend in high school. We would go to the booth and we would say, like, silly love songs, like, "You know, that all silly love songs." She started singing, you know, and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And she's like, "We loved him. We loved Paul. We loved Paul so much." But there was something different, you know, about the music. Um, you know, it wasn't, the music was great, but there was something different. And I said, it was like, I said, he was never as accessible as he was after, like, hang on, let me see exactly how it went down because I have it saved. At least I think I have it saved. Yeah, it was great. He's great. We loved Paul, but it was never the same after the Beatles. And she said, it wasn't, you know, and I said, um, and I said, well, he was never as accessible after them. And she said, well, he was distant. He was different. The music was great. It wasn't the music. And I said, it was like a shower curtain came down in front of him. You would never see him as closely, you know? And she said, oh my God, that's exactly it. And I said like something like, you know, it was just, I don't have the rest of it. It was something like, he needed them to be fully himself or something. She said something like, he needed them to be himself, like fully himself. And I was like, yeah, he just wasn't, you know, he protected himself, you know? And it was kind of like that, you know, it's just, it was almost like the vibe of him being more commercial and with Wings. I think that that's what we're all feeling there, is that the music was great. It was never about the music. It's just he's a little further away from us and just did not trust the world, and I wouldn't have either. Look, I may be 58 and been into the Beatles since '79, but you know way more about them than I. That's not true. I know about certain topics, so yeah. Like, I know a lot about certain topics, but I don't know more about the Beatles than you do. You know more about the Beatles than I do. Like, he's more distant and almost sarcastic because he learned it wasn't safe to be as fully yep, as publicly and after the public hurt during the press breakup. Yeah, like, I you can't blame him. He just didn't trust the world the same way that he used to because he found out how much they could hurt him, and, he hmm. All the Beatles were so incredibly accessible, all things considered. See John inviting the guy who showed up in his house. We'll never get that again. Yeah. All of them together could keep each other safe and bring each other out of themselves. Absolutely. Looking back at it in my mind, he does seem more cagey until much later in life. Yeah, I don't think he was really comfortable again until, like, I mean, I don't know, 2007, maybe 2012. Like, it took a while, you know? I don't know. I don't wanna put my foot in it, but there's a lot there, and I don't know, I can't believe I like, looking back, I'm like, "Why did I get shitheads for that?" But I did get shitheads for that. People were like, "You should have been grateful for Paul," and I'm like, "I wasn't alive, man." I see what I see, and I hear what I hear, and I say it. Um, Wings just sounded better as a live band, that's why Wings Over America is my favorite Wings album. Uh, it's frustrating how guarded Paul is, but I completely understand it, yeah. I think too, Paul could see the media landscape beginning to change in the '70s and beyond and adjusted accordingly. Yeah, I agree. I was gonna say the spark returned during the chaos and creation in the backyard era. Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm terribly, terribly interested in John and Paul's brains and complexes, et cetera, et cetera. I'm terribly interested in all 4 of them. Like, I think I actually am more interested in George and Ringo for the reason that they're just not dug into as much. So people just we haven't, like, explored them enough. So I wind up pushing more toward George and Ringo in a lot of ways. But I find to that I feel like Paul is extremely misunderstood most of the time. Love that the 1979 Glasgow show and the Fool on the Hill is hot as in hot and sun, and hot as sun. I haven't spent a lot of time with Wings, but what I've heard, I that show I have somewhere or had somewhere, and I've seen it. The 79 Fool on the Hill is so good. You guys are just queening out over Wings, which is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Blah. I am exhausted, you guys. I'm probably gonna hop off here soon. I saw Ringo live in 2022 and I was drunk on emotions. Yeah, same. For me, it's the Ying Man, Pete and repeat of it that pulls me into John and Paul brains. Yeah, they're complex. All good, take care. Yeah, I'm gonna hop off here, you guys. I love y'all so much, but things are taking me out of it quicker and faster and stronger than it has been since I got injured. So sorry for not I don't know. Didn't stay on as long as usually do. So whatever. All right. I love you guys so much, and I'm sure I'll stream here in a couple of days or something, or perhaps tomorrow. Who knows? I'll let you know. I'll let you know. All right. I love you guys so much. And y'all come back now here. All right. Bye.